Hello everyone, this is a little video on tones, semitones and scales. I hope you're all well. So here is my lovely piano. You can see the keyboard here. You can see that I can play notes and that the further right I go, the higher it is and so on. Now, if we look closely, we'll see the notes are, all the white notes look like they're the same distance apart, don't they? And if I got a ruler and measured, they'd be about, what, centimetre and a half, all of them. But that's a bit of a lie because there's a black note in between these two notes. I hope you can see. Between those two notes, look, there's a black one. But between these two notes, or these two notes, there isn't a black note. That's very important. So it means actually these two notes are further apart than these two notes. And if I measured it on a guitar or with an oscilloscope, I see that these two are right next to each other and they're one fret. But these two notes are 2 frets apart because there's a note in between. So if I cannot squeeze a note in between, the notes are as close together as they can possibly be, like those two, or even these two, or these two, or these, or these, or these, then it is called a semitone. That is the closest distance that notes can possibly be. It's 1 fret on a guitar, and notes cannot be any closer together within the realms of normal Western music. If I can squeeze a note in between, like, say, these two, it's called a tone. So a tone has 2 frets or 2 of the teeny weeny steps. That's really important because the distance of how far apart all the notes are is what makes it the kind of scale that it is. So if we look at this, can you see? If I go a tone, then a tone, then a semitone, then a tone, then a tone, then a tone, then a semitone, I have a normal major scale. But if I want to start my scale on a different note, because if I want to sing happy birthday to you, and I do it in C major, I'm ending up singing either really low, happy birthday to you, in which case people can't sing it at the beginning, or I have to sing it really high, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, and everyone's going to crack on that note. So if I want to move the whole thing a bit lower or a bit higher, I might need to do it in, say, the key of G, which is a great key for happy birthday. Look, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday everybody, happy birthday to you. And you'll have noticed that I had to play a black note, because if I don't, if I do a scale on G, sounds a bit funny. And that's because I don't have the right pattern of tones and semitones. I'm now going tone, tone, semitone, tone, tone, semitone, tone, and it sounds a bit funny. So what I have to do is make the gap between this note bigger and the gap between these two notes smaller. So I want to make that gap bigger and that gap smaller, and I do it by simply bending that middle note up one like that. So I then go tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. And that is basically why black notes were invented. That's what they do in most of the time in music. So you now know a little bit about how major scales are constructed. You know a tone is 2 of the smallest steps you can make. A semitone is 1 of the smallest steps you can make. And all the stuff you'll ever do to do with scales, modes, rags, any of that stuff is all to do with tones and semitones. The best thing to do is draw a keyboard and maybe draw a guitar fretboard, which is just a string with lots of lines on, and effectively Semitone is one of the smallest steps you can make, and a tone is two of the smallest steps you can make. I hope you enjoyed this. Bye-bye.